which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low.
Absolutely.
Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low.
Hey, yo! What's happening? Let me wait. Hold on. Oh yeah, man. Y'all know what time it is. It is still 8:30-ish. So it is time for Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low. Yes, sir.
On the sideline. You got put on the sideline.
Yeah. We're in the building, man. We're about to get this thing going. Got a pretty good show for you tonight. Ask a Cop just arriving up into the building. Come on in, brother. Get you in focus here. You know, we'll get you something to drink and all that good stuff later. So listen, we're gonna get this thing going. 404-500-1605. Want you to call down and be a part of the conversation. Make sure that you hit those buttons over there, the like button, the love button, the mad button, the crime button. It don't matter which one you hit. Any one that you hit is gonna help my
algorithm
go up. Because again, man, we are on Amazon Music, we are also on Spotify, and we are also on YouTube. Check it out. Once we go to commercial, we're gonna have that QR code up there. So just wait for that commercial. Unless you wanna go ahead and go over there and hit that follow button now, we really would appreciate it for you doing that. Woo! You ready, bro? I see you still looking for something.
I'm good.
You good?
Yes, sir.
I know you know, your mic check kind of went a little...
Man, wait, that's private. What the devil is that?
Haters, all of them, boy.
I thought you a little flustered, man, you know?
Hey, man.
I thought you a little flustered.
You are the weakest link.
Matter of fact, we're going to talk about snitching tonight.
Hey, that was a start right there. Great day in the morning.
How'd your week go, bro?
Hey, man, everything good, man. Had a good week. Had a really good week at the club, man. Damon Williams came in and did his thing this weekend, man. And the Mother's Day brunch was cool. So we had back-to-back shows Sunday. So it was a busy day. I was up here literally all day and all night.
Tell me what's strange about that.
Well,
You're
because
usually up here all day.
yeah, I don't usually get here that early on Sunday.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm usually here all night, but I was up here early because of all the brunch. We had back-to-back brunches, then we had another show after that. Then we had our regular show. So, yeah, it was just a long day. But, you know, we still here. We good. But it was a good week, man. Can't complain. The whole household is full again. Having to buy a bunch of groceries already. Everybody home for the summer, so, you know, you can see the dynamic. It's funny watching Asa because he's been enjoying having the house to himself. You know
Right,
what
I know.
Put something in the refrigerator and it's still there when he gets back, and now it's good luck.
So how long is Alec home for?
I know a solid month.
I didn't even know that they got breaks like that.
Yeah, they still treat everything like school.
Okay.
They still treat everything like school. So
How about that?
yeah, it's cool. But yeah, man, so I had a good week. No complaints at all.
Good deal. MJ,
Hey.
let's talk about retirement. How did retirement, man?
The snake killer.
Yeah, I was working for real, man. I saw, boy, I probably killed in the last I've killed, well, I relocated one copperhead because I don't believe in killing nothing. Everything has a spirit, but when I tried to put this one in the box twice to take him somewhere, and that third time when he reared back his old nose, nigga, he got to go. So I cut his head off, but normally I relocate him. Try to do the right thing.
What kind of snake were these?
Copperheads, poisons. I picked them up.
Okay.
I had a hook. That's what people don't understand. I had a snake hook. So every time he gets, if it loops like it's
But why do you usually let them live though? Just out of curiosity.
You want to live?
I'm not a snake.
God didn't come out. God didn't come out and say He favors one thing over this. I think all God's creatures, they all deserve to live unless they don't have to live.
Unless they buck.
And they buck. He getting it down now. You came too close that last time. I ain't as quick as I used to be. So I was like, oh hell no. I said, you got to go. It was a big one too. He was big for a copperhead.
How many snakes was it?
We saw two. I couldn't catch. I went after the wrong one because the other one, you could tell that.
So you was trying to catch them?
Yeah, catch them, take them out of there, man. I mean, I got black snakes, king snakes, which I'm kind of disappointed because I got a huge king snake, but he wasn't where he needed to be. But I haven't seen him this year, so hopefully he made it. But yeah, I let things live, man. I let them walk.
Wow.
It's in two-legged creatures I don't let walk.
How backwards is that?
I did. There was a comment on that. I was going just gotta let him have that one.
Okay. So Jae Tea, got my boy in the building, man. Before we introduce him, man. But how was your week, brother?
My week was uneventful, man. I ain't gonna say uneventful. It was cool. It was cool. Put it that way. It was real cool.
I ain't heard of an uneventful week from you in a long time.
Yeah, it was cool. I'm actually kind of digging into this play now because we're a month out, and so I'm kind of really digging into that, trying to get into characters. It's kind of an emotional thing, so I'm trying to find out where I need to go to bring that out, on notice type deal. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing this week, man, is just trying to get into that mode. And said it's a month out, but tickets are selling good. I'm excited about it. Got a lot of people.
You got your part down at this point? Are you still studying, or where are you at?
Oh no, I'm still studying, man, because it's like I said, this play is different than I've done in the past. This is a really emotionally charged play, and it's a lot of, usually when I do plays or acting, anything, you have cues from other people talking. But I actually do a lot of talking, just me. It's just me talking to them and talking to the audience. And within that, there's a lot of emotional things that I'm talking about. So just trying to channel it, because I'm trying to get to the point to where I can channel it every time and not just channel it one time and then can't bring it back up the next time. So yeah, it's like I said, that's why I had to drop out of the other play, because I couldn't do both.
Really?
Yeah, I had to drop out of the other one because I couldn't do both. So yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, man. But other than that, Mother's Day came. I actually wanted to go see my mom, and she told me not to, so I didn't. Took Casper out, smoked a cigar, which is what she loved to do, that type of deal. So yeah, good week. I can't complain at all about it, bro. It was good. It was good. But before we go any further, listen, y'all. I know y'all looking, going, man, what in the world JT got that purse in front of him for?
That did cross my mind. I wasn't gonna say anything.
I know we're gonna introduce the man, but
and that purple hat matches.
Before we go on, this is actually not a purse. It's actually a candle from one of our sponsors. I'm gonna let Angelo finish up.
That's a big ass candle.
Yeah, that's C's Candles, man. It smells real good.
Yeah.
It looks like a big old purse,
Smell test,
but it's actually a big candle.
Yeah.
And we also got what flavor we got tonight? These candles. We got sacred wood. Sacred wood tonight.
Sacred wood helps with the wood. No, those candles work very, very well.
Yeah.
I mean, it resonates throughout the bedroom. They're lovely.
Yeah, so C's Candles, man. Keep doing your thing. This is impressive, though.
So y'all know,
And it's for sale, you know.
it is a candle.
It is a candle. Another Mother's Day gift.
Smells very good.
Yeah.
You should have had that back here last week. Somebody snapped that one up.
Because I don't open purses.
Tell you from the country.
So now we on
Bring
that.
it to
These
me.
candles right here.
Open my purse.
Get you some rich friends. Mm-hmm. And I don't have any bracelets, but I can show you the bracelets. C's bracelets, man. #1 fan, about sold out again this past weekend of all the bracelets. I think she brought in 17 and sold 17. So, yeah, that trip to Ireland is going to be very nice because we appreciate y'all support. There you go, #1 fan just chimed in. What's happening? So, yeah, man, my boy Jesse Finch is in the building.
Yo.
Met Jesse Finch, man, back in the 90s. On the police department, man. You know, another one of our former APD brethren. Went on to do his own thing, man, and took the next job to a super level. Came to big boss around them parts, man. So, what's up, bro? You doing, man?
Hey, I've been well, man. It's good sitting in today, you know.
Yeah.
Get to chop it up with you guys, you know. We ain't seen each other in a while, so excited
yeah.
to do some things, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Jesse's always been a very opinionated guy, too, so he'd be good for these topics, man. He gonna tell you how he feel.
We gonna talk.
We gonna talk.
Oh, yes.
That's what's up, man. So,
All right, well, you know, I'm gonna get started on some little small snippets so, you know, we can get a little conversation going here. Recently, you know, President Joe Biden, he actually was speaking at Howard University. And while he was speaking, he said, you know, he was talking about racism and things of that nature. And he said, I'm not saying this just because I'm at a black HBCU. Now, not just him, but people of other races that actually, I've heard that a couple of times. They say black HBCU. Does that take away from them actually seeming as if they're actually being for real by saying black HBCU?
that's funny.
They realize black already HBCU.
That's what you call
Maybe
an oxymoron.
They don't know what HBCU stand for.
Right, so it kind of takes away from everything that you're saying. If you come back and say, you know, I'm not saying this just because I'm at a black HBCU. What?
Well, you got to give that, you know, that's Joe. I heard he forgot the codes.
Forgot what?
Look, the codes. Lord forbid there's a nuclear war. We won't fire.
Well, I bet you he knows that doggone Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. Unlike that other guy.
Nah, I ain't saying I'm a fan of the other guy. I'm just not a fan of Joe.
I'm just saying, we're going to just point out,
Well, just make him earn your vote
Ignorant
this time. That's all I gotta say. Make him earn your vote.
yeah, I agree, Ben. He just read what's on the cue card. Somebody else didn't know that, John. One of them other educated Ivy League jokers who
That's doing the cards.
just doing the cue cards said probably wrote black HBCU because they didn't know
Sad, man.
but true.
And that's sad. They have to acknowledge that. It's a
Right.
black HBCU.
Yeah, that-
Go to the mic, Jesse.
to have, like you said, to have to acknowledge that
Yeah,
in your speech, just
Yeah.
it kind of takes away from everything that you said.
Yeah. Somebody says something. You never hear say, let me go to the white UGA or the white, or predominantly white Duke. You know, so I just don't get it, man.
No,
I just don't get it.
it's like a
Lack of knowledge.
a black person, like you said, being at Duke, giving a speech, and saying, I'm not just saying that just because I'm here at. I mean, what would you call Duke? Would you call it a white school? I mean, what?
See, you wouldn't define those schools. That's the whole point. They have not identified the HBCU as, you know what I mean? You haven't identified the school. That's the problem. But again, it's just lack of knowledge, man.
Yeah.
Folks just. But look, we got to wrap it up, right? But I just wanted to do a shout out, man. I saw this story on a linebacker from Auburn. I don't know if y'all saw that jump, man, but this guy was given a 1%
Yes.
chance to live. And they did a story on him on Sports Center.
Yeah.
And he was given a 1% chance to live. And his mom took that 1%.
Wow.
Dude, Derek Hurley. And he went on to become a star linebacker at Auburn and just got drafted.
Okay.
But the story was just awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
man,
was
I missed
awesome.
that
But,
one.
I mean, they showed him in the incubator, man, and literally preparing the mom for him to not make it, had to resuscitate him. And so, anyway, it was just a great story, man. I just had to shout that out, man. I was just,
Oh, man, I hate I missed that one. I have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was deep.
Okay.
It was
Shout
deep.
out. I got my man DJ JC watching. What up, bro? My homie Colossian Kemp. What up, bro? Glad to see you tuning in. And going off that real quick before we go to break.
What's up, Shonda?
You as fathers being up here, think about this. Kid from Kansas State just got drafted by the Dallas Cowboys.
The running back.
But he actually got drafted by his father. His father is on the staff.
I didn't know that.
Made the call to him and asked him, hey, son, you want to come to work with me next week?
That's chilling. That gives you chills.
Think about that, bro. Think about that.
That gives you
That's a good
chills.
feeling,
Well, I
boy.
mean, you know, you can't ask his dad for no money no more, so
My daddy
maybe that was a
Daddy
good
can't,
strategy.
But think about that, man.
Nah, it gives you
actually
chills,
get
man.
to,
Yeah, that's
you know,
nice.
Get
That's
the
real
call.
nice.
And the crazy thing is, I think he actually called him from his phone. So his son answered the
that's
phone
cool.
like, you know,
I think his dad called
hey, yo,
him.
man, I'm waiting on these folks to draft me. What's wrong with you? And he's like, nah, son,
Hey,
I'll
that's
just give you a
cool.
call, see if you want to come to work with me next week.
Oh, man, yeah, that's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, a couple of NFL stories, a couple of dad stories, mom stories too, because the linebacker, his mom is the one that took the 1% chance. Happy Mother's Day again to all you ladies out there. We'll be right back.
Sir.
Yeah, man, we are back. We are back. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low.
And that's a cop.
404-500-1605. Please give us a telephone call, man. Be a part of this conversation. I got to get me some type of call sign, man. I've been looking at, you know, Charlemagne, and he got like a little scream that he does when they first coming on. I had to figure out something. I had to figure something out. I had to figure
Too
out.
funny.
Be testing it out over the next couple of breaks.
Okay.
I don't want to scare y'all. So I thought I'd give you a warning.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, man, so we're going to get right in it, man. Seems like we just had this conversation. This is not a repeat. We did not bring the tape back, I promise you. Whew. Ja Morant. And I wore the wrong shirt. I should have worn my shirt that says seriously. 2 months ago, Ja Morant got caught, was on Instagram at the strip club with a gun in his hand. He went to counseling, got suspended by the NBA for 8 games, went to see the commissioner, had a long, in-depth conversation with the commissioner, did an interview with Jalen Rose, talked about this ain't my life, ain't about that life. I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in steering the kids the wrong way, all this type of stuff. And then this week, he does the exact same thing, except this time he wasn't in the strip club. He was actually in the car with his boy. What's that dude's name? I wrote it down. His best friend.
Should be called dummy number 1.
And this is the dude that's always around him. I got it somewhere in there.
Same one that got
The
suspended.
same guy that's always around him all the time. He was driving. Ja Morant was on the side, I guess dancing with a gun in his hand.
To NBA young boy.
And the
Yeah, boy, I told you, boy, listen to Erwin.
he took the live video he took the phone towards him, Now he tried to take it down quick, but bro, you know how it is out here in these streets, bro. If it's a frame of it, they're gonna find it.
Yeah.
And they found it. It almost looked like the same gun, didn't it? That he had the first time. It almost looked the same one.
Because it was his.
So he's suspended again from all basketball activities. Of course, once the season starts, it's going to be a lengthy suspension.
Which is deserved.
And we talked about it in depth. We talked about, his dad. We talked about his friends. And MJ, I had to give it to you. You was like, hey, man, we got to start making excuses for this dude. I'm with you now. Because, blaming, even though I think his dad got a lot of idiot in him too. And his mom is kind of on the rough side because of the stuff that she had happen at the mall.
Exactly. So
this just may be who this guy is.
Exactly. Apple don't fall far from the tree.
But of course I'm sure that they're gonna come with something about, mental health or something like that. But my thing is, even the first time he said that he was stressed and all this type of stuff, I'm like, what does stress have to do with
carrying
you
a gun
holding a gun
in that manner
up in the strip club? I didn't get that part. So, give me your thoughts, man. I mean, I know your thoughts. I know MJ, yours is still the same.
Oh, mine's more intensified now because I look at it like this. That kid, I didn't even know it, but I was talking to somebody today, and I thought he had like 1 million, 2 million followers. He's got 14 million followers.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane. So I can really say F it, because the way I look at it, you look at the way kids listen to music and it influences them now. You have a person that's a celebrity that 40 million people are following. Let's just say I'll give them only 10 million of them are young, impressionable people. Black, white, yellow, green, race doesn't matter. And you see some, well, damn, Durant need one, so I need one. And the way he's carrying in a lackadaisical manner, it's like that's who he is. And that's who I thought it was before, Infectors have a certain smell to them. And I just look at it like, for the detriment he's doing to today's youth, it's got to be swift and it's got to be a nasty, because you got to look at it. The influence he has on younger African-American males, which the leading cause of death is gun violence. How can you just let it get a pass? Now, if the NBA gives it a pass, what are they really saying? Is basketball, because he's one of the top 4 players in the league, and I love his game. But what is it saying about what they're really after if they're going to let him play, even if it's a 10-game suspension? I really think he should be, I would say the season. I know they're not going to do that, but think of some other things they suspended people for a long amount of time. And to me, it's nowhere in the same bracket that brandishing a gun when you got 40 million followers. Think about all the young people that chimed in when Shannon Sharp got on him when he did it the first time. And they chimed in, oh, you Uncle Tom, you this, you this. But the number one leading cause of death for black people is guns. Come on, man.
Well, I look at it, I know a lot of people are going to say, is it a crime to show a gun?
When you're on contractual, they're telling you not to, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a crime or not. It's going to affect your wallet.
But I know a lot of people are going to say that.
And
it's
he's
a
in
crime.
Tennessee, and Tennessee's an open carry state.
They have, but
Hey, how old is Ja?
he's 24. He's
24.
No, they gonna say, when you was 24, how many times somebody tell you to do something and then you say, I ain't gonna do it again, then go back and do it again at 24 years old.
Not that many.
Everybody don't have the same maturity level at 24 as, some people have, I think it was just him just being immature,
Well, that's good for him.
Which still don't make it right.
But
Don't
you
get me
got
wrong,
40
still don't
million
make it
followers.
right.
I'm thinking about the people,
Yeah.
the young people that follow him and the messages sent. I give 10
Bad
shits
message.
about
Bad
John
message. I get it.
He's lost because when you lose, Nike sits down. Now, it's just not him.
Yeah.
You got the team owners.
Yeah.
Nike sat down with him. His agent sat down with him. Said,
Yeah.
hey, man, you're going to blow this money back.
Yeah.
And he's already lost, what did they say, calculated about 50 million? Just so far.
Yeah.
You're going to turn around and do the same thing?
But, they at least have, sometimes they have a sense of entitlement. You know, like, okay, well, I'm good. And, you know, I can do
Ride
it.
the
I'll be
D
all right.
then.
I got the money. You know, I can get away with it. I can find somebody to get me out of trouble.
And he can ride
you
the D
know.
for doing that,
So,
too.
Yeah, it's a bad thing that happened to him, man. I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, this can't be again. You know, I thought it was still
Right.
the
When I
same
saw
old video.
when I saw it, I thought somebody had done something on an older post and it came up. The old
That's the
one
same
came
thing I
up.
thought, really.
I said,
Until I
same
saw
as
you, I
everybody.
saw your post. Oh, yeah.
I said, that happened 10
I
years
was
ago.
like, wait a minute.
Come on, bro.
And I think the NBA on the first go round, they did slap him on the wrist.
Yeah.
Because a lot of other stuff
They
is
tickled
coming
him.
out.
They didn't
now.
even slap him on the wrist.
But a lot of other
Yeah,
stuff
you're
is
right.
coming out. They said that they've been investigating Ja Morant for long. This is the longest they've ever investigated a player for behavior away from basketball. So it's been going on for a long time. Even before he actually punched the kid in his backyard and showed him the gun. He didn't pull it on him, but he showed him the gun and the stuff that happened at the mall. Supposedly, there's a lot of other stuff that was going on. And I had it on some sources that was really positive sources that they were pushing him to be the next face of the NBA. So that explains why they was doing this investigation but not putting it out there. But
Put that
Me,
in the
myself-
past tense.
I think now, I think he's looking at at least a half a season.
He may be the face
Maybe
of
the whole season.
I think the whole
European
season.
basketball.
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he's gone the whole
I think at least
season, man.
half the season.
Okay.
Barcelona.
I think at least half the season.
Is it possible?
And it's deserved. Come on, man. It's you know, and all jokes aside, you got to look at, it's like a slap in the face for every, and the reason I didn't want to give them a break at first, you got all those basketball players that you know come from effed up situations.
Yeah.
LeBron, Garnett. There's a bunch of people that have gone through the league that came from a terrible background, didn't know who their fathers were. You know, the only person that's sitting there with them when they get come up on the stand is their mom. You know, the dad ain't nowhere in the picture. And you got a guy that's got his mom and his dad, and he's doing this, and he's got 40 million followers, but you don't want to hold him accountable. And I said, no, a half a season, I'd be happy to get that. I want the full season. But you got to make an example, because what it's going to do is everybody else, before they pull that gun up that's in the NBA or that has one, and you know they sat down with him.
Hey man, listen, this dude has slapped himself, everybody that's ever supported him, the team, the coaches, your teammates. It's all a slap in the face. This junk is just stupid. I mean, let's call it what it is. I can't give the passive immaturity at this point. You're 24 years old, and you're right. I used to make the same argument about, man.
Yeah, you did.
I did. About, hey, we don't know what it's like to wake up with $200 million. So you can't compare, right? But you just came off of like you said, what even a slap on the wrist, a baby
tickle.
tap, a tickle with 8-game suspension that you lost $600,000 on those 8 games. Just 8 games, you lost $600,000.
I'd lose more.
And then you've already lost, and number one fan had the same number, you lost $79 million in ad revenue
79 million.
already. What? There is no rationale for you to pull up a gun
I get
in
the shakes
any
if I looked at the
shape,
gun.
form, or fashion. And then for your homeboy to go live, and you
That's why I'm saying that's some infected shit.
bruh.
Camera phone.
Hey, listen, it wasn't TMZ.
Devontae Pack, that's his name.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's it.
That's
TMZ
his boy.
didn't chase you down. It wasn't no person in the bushes. It's the second time that y'all have gone live. The first time was on your phone, your live. This time is on his. Come on, man. This is just stupid. This is dumb and dumber. I mean, I don't know how you can, bruh. First of all, it's not illegal to carry a gun. We know that.
Yep.
Especially in Tennessee, open carry.
However, you have a contract. The NBA says basketball, no one in their league can carry a gun. It's in their contract.
Even in the off season?
Even in all season.
Your contract is your contract.
Your $200 million contract.
Your $239 million.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I get it, but
it's a morality clause.
it's a clause.
Yeah.
Because they say we have NBA security.
Yeah.
You can afford your own security.
Yep.
There is no reason for you to carry a gun.
You're right.
So you know the rules.
You're right.
You
You're right.
know what the rules and regulations are, man. So why would you put yourself in this position? And then you doing it rapping on us. Come on, man. Junk is just. I just
straight
can't find no
infected
reason for it
song.
besides just dumb.
I'm wondering, you know, if is it something deeper than that, though? You know, just him.
What
just,
could be
Don't even
deep.
go that
You
deep.
know what?
'Cause my whole thing is,
it is deeper than that.
it's something deeper, man.
But it's as deep as some of these other people that we see out here doing
Yeah.
stupid stuff,
Yeah.
killing people.
Yeah, yeah. It's something deeper going on.
gun violence
you
number
fucked
one.
up.
Yeah.
You
Cause of
just
death for black
a
males.
hood dude that can play basketball. That's what.
Listen,
You know,
man.
one of the questions is he just a hood guy that can hoop?
I don't even want to put that on the hood, man, because hood doesn't make you infected. Just because you're poor doesn't make you an infected. For those new listeners, I don't use the N-word. Infected is the N-word. So if you out there doing infected stuff, just nobody does it just because you're from the hood. Because being from the hood and being poor doesn't mean you're ghetto. Same way that, you know, that's like a slap in the face to everybody that actually does struggle. Because you got a kid that anybody in this room would gladly trade places with him. He had a situation. He was told not to do it. He doubles down on it. And then the way he's flagging everybody and waving the gun
Did
around.
you see his exit interview after the last game? In his interview, he said, "I have to learn to make better decisions." That's what he said.
Yeah.
On his last interview.
Yeah,
I
and
gotta
then-
learn
Hey,
to
can't
make
you stand
better
up straight?
decisions.
You don't
And
need to stand
then
up straight.
2 weeks later, you got
Hey,
a
dog.
gun on
Plus,
a
you know what
live.
the
But you got a hell of a media relations coach.
Yeah.
Now,
but
that person should get a raise.
The key word he said will learn.
He knowing
though.
what to say.
He needs
he's
to
saying
learn.
the right stuff.
But then, you know,
He said
and
he
every-
haven't learned though.
And you know, if I'm the NBA owners and I'm an NBA coach, what I'm looking at is it's shits and giggles right now because it don't matter. But imagine if they would have won. Now you got somebody in the middle of the. Think about what that was just from. You know, that's ridiculous.
Well, he showed up. They probably for surely won't win this year.
That's a talent. That's a talented team. They'll hang around, and if he comes back on top of his game, they'll be right back. I mean, you can't knock his basketball talents
At all. You can't. That's why I say a half a season, bro. They can hang around.
They got some talent now. He
but do you,
ain't the only one that
but
can
just
shoot
think
that
about
rock
this,
on
man.
that.
Do you
hang
recall in just modern day history, or just one NBA player? I mean, you've had NBA players who made dumb decisions, DUIs, rape speed, you know, all these kind of things. But I've just never seen one player outside of
Pac-Man Jones, man, that's about the only one that just
NFL.
Yeah,
Pat-Man did a lot of stupid stuff.
but it was nothing this bad.
Josh
Antonio
Gordon.
Brown did a lot of stupid. Josh Gordon was drug related. He had a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a substance abuse problem. Antonio Brown, I believe, is bipolar.
Nah, he does
And-
have a
and
mental defect.
I believe he
I
does.
believe that.
But I just can't recall a superstar,
Right.
There's never been one that's that big. Like that.
superstar, to put himself in this kind of position multiple times. You know what I mean? Over the same stuff. I just never seen this kid is an actual superstar. You know what I mean? This kid, like
New
you said,
face of the NBA.
it would have been. I think they were grooming him to be, you know what I mean? Especially if you could turn around a small market like Memphis
Right.
into something major. I mean, you had, the world was your oyster. And I just can't understand. And again, you know, the same guy's the one who ran, the same guy who recorded is the same guy around the court in the Indiana game, what game it was. We round the court and had escorted him out. He was suspended, you know, for a year.
Yep. Then they had the lasers.
He had the
pointed
laser.
at
He's
the-
same guy
Yeah.
had the laser in the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? And this is the same dude that goes live.
But you got to
So,
realize
yeah.
those people have always been his friends, and it's just like,
Are
okay. No, but I'm saying, but look at it like this. If you look at, if you take, like I know with my sons, if I take anyone, my son's closest friends, they're a mirror of who he is. They like similar things. They like to do similar things, just like your son. His friends, his core group of friends, are going to be doing similar things. So when somebody chooses, I just really am starting to think that's who he is. He glamorizes it. He has never been around it because anybody that straps up definitely doesn't let anybody know
But if that's
they're carrying a gun.
but if that's who he is, if that's the excuse we're going to use, shouldn't we have heard about this in college? If we're going to use this excuse, that's who he is. He's just about that life.
Hey,
He ain't had a following then.
What
He
do you
ain't
heard
had
about
a
it in
following
college?
then.
Did you
though.
see his
went
high
to a
school
small
picture with the big goggles on, looking like a nerd? We have heard about it before.
I don't think he had the
probably couldn't
following
afford a
then.
gun
I
and,
think social media really influenced a lot of people to do stuff that they do.
Social
you know.
media and money and hanging around the wrong
crowd.
people.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure other NBA players did stupid stuff like that, but we didn't have social media back then.
That's why I said in recent. That's why I made the
I don't
statement in
even
recent
think, I don't
times.
even think so because you think about it. NBA, now football players I locked up Dwayne Carswell, and the NBA and the NFL called before I got off shift at the extra job. That's how tight they watch those guys.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, basketball players, everybody knows who even the people on the benches are. You know, they can recognize it. So it's not like you doing anything that's in any era, even close to this, it will get out. Look at Dennis Rodman. Everything Dennis Rodman did, you knew. Heard
Eventually.
I mean, Allen Iverson. I mean, a lot of guys had issues. Just
But you can see it on camera.
it's just
and
amazing
you
to
know.
see the same issues. You know what I mean?
the exact same
The
issue.
exact same.
The exact
That you're
same
supposed to go to
issue.
this so-called counseling for. This what
60
3-day
days
counseling.
later.
Oh man, that wasn't no
You know,
real
the only
counseling.
thing I think they need to investigate is there a laser on that gun, because that could have been him in the truck when it pulled off.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? With the way they're saying that they've been investigating so much, it could have been, and they was just keeping that on the low because they was trying to push it. When this commercial came out, the last commercial where he drives up to the gym 5 different times and it shows him going into practice, I said it then. I said, boy, he done got back into good graces. Now look what happened.
I just can't see throwing away, like, you know, number one fan says, $70-something million, knowing that if
Just
you mess
add
up,
money.
Hey man,
Yeah, just add money.
Nothing
That
to do with
ain't-
basketball,
That ain't
just
touching your
add
check.
money.
You can't spend that a year.
Hey,
If you just think about the changes. If he didn't do nothing but give a fraction of it, he'd be just like LeBron. He could build his own schools, do positive things.
You remember what I said at the play? Remember I said at the playoff game. I meant to say it. I think I ain't say it online, live, but his dad was standing up clapping, and he had on a sweatshirt that said, "Be who you are. Don't let anybody change." And I was like, wow, they putting that camera on him and then letting it sit there for a while. It's almost like the network wanted people to see his dad is probably part of the problem.
Yeah, his dad is friend. He's not his. To me, it's like he is friend. You know, I'm his homeboy. I'm his groupie. I'm his, everything. Which we love our kids. You know, we support them with everything. But I think him and his dad got a relationship where they homeboys too much.
Well,
you know?
I think those things I think are real slippery slopes, because and I know Shannon brought the same thing up, is when you go from being a parent all the way through draft, and all of a sudden they get a big check. Now you go from parent to employee.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I
You
get
go from parent
I
to
got you.
dependent.
Yep. That's exactly
And
what
so
it is.
it's like, that is a slippery slope.
Yep.
And you have to be very, very comfortable and firm, and you know what I mean? You got to still be willing to be a parent. But if you become a groupie parent, you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what he was.
Then there becomes, that's my thing, that's that problem.
Yeah.
You know, but, and I think that's what, you got somebody like, look at Lamar Jackson mama. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she didn't held firm to who she is. She ain't no
did.
groupie.
She almost cost him,
Yeah.
though.
But she's a mom.
But
She's a mom.
She's a parent.
Yeah,
so
she
you
is.
said,
No, she's a mom. She's doing right. That's what she's supposed to do.
right.
You're supposed to. She's on top of it. She's positive every time you see her. She acts like a grown person every time you see her. He's in the stand with people in a fraction.
What I'm
of a
saying
second.
is, she's some of them still hold the position of parent,
Yeah.
and not friend, not employee. Even if I work for you technically, there's no lines being crossed. You know what I mean? I mean, you can even look at Kevin Durant, mama.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Good example.
Exactly what I
Good
was thinking
example.
of.
I mean, these folks right there, but they still
that's
the
an
parent, and they still look to their parent as the parent.
And they give them that respect.
Correct.
But when your parent is on the sideline trying to meet
Be as famous as you
everybody,
are.
that's
Like
And
us.
then look, and Jalen Hurts.
Look, after the game, after your son's team got beat, you standing out there talking to the stars of the other team that beat your son. Yeah. You know,
And he got Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. He got his masters, by the way.
Yeah, he did. Congratulations, Jay.
Congratulations on that.
Number one mentioned Patrick Holmes' brother. He got 2 charges of sexual assault.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's not really much to talk about. He's just a hanger on. You know what I'm saying?
He hold on to
You know what I'm
nuts
saying? Just
hard.
a hanger on. So, you know, he find out that your name isn't Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Just Mahomes.
yeah.
He gonna find out. 2 charges of sexual assault. He gonna find out. All right, y'all. Listen.
Order
Man.
lane. Hold on, let me read these comments real quick. We go to the break. I heard that. Number one said Morant is spitting on God who gave him his talent. Lena said, I hate when these folks get blessed into the sports making dough and forget to represent an organization who hired you. Can't do anything you want. Mom said she agreed with that. Yeah, his friend is stupid. Ben said he's an actor with money. And he was reading off the cue card when he did it. So that was a fake press conference too, huh? So he reading off the cue card. Him and Joe Biden both reading off cue cards. I agree.
At least she knows all the words. Joe forgets
friend,
it.
man. Friend is jealous. Dad is jealous. I don't know, man. I just think it's just dumb, man.
I like the other word you use. Stupid.
Yeah, stupid.
It sounds more than.
Sound what it really is.
Sounds better than
stupid,
dumb.
man.
Stupid.
Junk is stupid, man.
Stupid.
You know, dumb you can't read it right.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
little different. That's a little. A little deeper.
Yeah, because I would respect it more if he went out and bought
What up, Charles?
giant jet and a mansion and blew $100 million, and then you making excuses for him. Then that's an immature decision. You carrying a gun though? I'm like,
I mean, if you asked one of these real thugs on the street, hey man, would you want to be on this street or would you want $239 million? Which one you think they gonna choose?
Well, you're talking about 300 million, really.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you think the thug is out there because that's what it is. He would take that 239 to go out down the street tomorrow.
And
today.
wouldn't fart unless he was told to.
What?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, man. It's like, what do you want, man? Why you want this lifestyle? These guys don't really want this. Is what they in, but
Yeah.
you have an opportunity to get away from all of that. It's
NBA
just,
dumb boy.
it's just,
Instead, he walking towards it.
and real gangsters don't walk around with their guns out.
You gonna get me in trouble.
Keep that in mind.
We'll be right back, y'all. Get me in trouble.
When you see it is when you get it.
Oh Lord.
Nah, that one ain't gonna work. That one ain't gonna work. What's happening, people? We back. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low.
And that's a cop.
Yeah, that one ain't gonna work. It's shit damn near scared me.
I just said scared
I
yourself.
screamed. I scared myself. 404-500-1605, man. Give us a telephone call. Talk about this stuff. We're going to move on from the stupidity of Jae Morant. I ain't even call him by his real name no more.
Jae Morant.
Jae Morant. That's who he is from now on.
About
Say
Jae-
audio gone. Dwayne, make sure you
Jae
up.
Morant.
Okay. Maybe just didn't hear you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on, man. Listen, this is we're gonna talk about men and plastic surgery.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all have that one.
Is that why you brought that bag? Put your bag on.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
I don't know where. I
Yeah,
don't know.
tell them where it came from, JT.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. I'm not getting plastic surgery. I don't think nobody up here want to get it. But
At all.
you know, basically, it was on. Like I said, I've been listening to the Breakfast Club a lot, man. I'm getting a lot of stuff from them folks, bro. And men are out here getting BBLs.
What's the EDL?
They get
Wait, you say
What's the
men?
EDL?
Are we saying men
men. Yeah.
are
What's
getting
the EDL?
BBLs?
Yeah.
What's that?
Brazilian butt lift.
That's some.
They getting the
Yeah,
three. What is it?
Hold tight.
They're getting the 360. What is it? What's the 360 joint? That's the 360 where they take
not
some
even
stuff.
gonna go
Yeah, they getting all of this type stuff.
Oh my God.
I didn't know about no BBLs, man. That's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Not a man.
Of a man?
Tell them what a
Man,
BDL, because I didn't even know what that was.
A Brazilian
That's
butt
a
lift?
Brazilian butt lift.
For dudes.
Yeah.
That's why I said for men.
They want
Men.
to go around looking like Cardi B, man.
Like, what's the point of that? I'm trying to figure
I don't
it out.
get
What
that
am What would be the point of that?
Yeah.
LGBTQ.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. I saw that one, too.
I mean, that makes more sense than a
He had a
BBL.
surgery to get taller. He went from 5'5" to 6 feet or 6'6" or something he did. He stretched himself
Again,
out.
it's like, come on,
Hey,
dude.
men are getting implants to make their chest bigger.
Yeah.
They're getting the
Abs
360
also.
lipo so they can get abs.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking them.
This will be a very short conversation.
Yeah. So I mean, I
Just
kinda
work out
already-
and get the shit right.
Kind of already knew what
Just work
this,
the fuck
what,
out.
Oh, yeah.
what this panel would say.
Yeah, that's some.
But I have to ask it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, brothers, I
Next.
mean, if you would, I mean, Mike, you out here trying to lose weight and everything. If you could take a shortcut and just get your
No,
stomach
that's
gone,
some. That's some.
you
No, I won't.
you can get. Look, you can get. Hey, next.
Don't have my
bruh,
ass with a million
Next
views
week,
on.
Mike. Next week,
What?
bro, you can have stomach muscles, everything. Next week.
Nah, dude. Hey, look.
I ain't saying
at
about
that.
your arms.
Look at that shit.
I ain't saying about your arms. I'm talking about your stomach.
Oh. Shot fired. Shot fired.
Shots fired.
Gonna be a man down.
I mean, you doing your thing. You losing the
No,
weight and
dude,
everything.
no, but see, that's the beauty of it. I like taking the time to get it right. It's gonna be right, and when it does, I'm gonna have we gonna reveal it. But like I said, you can take the time to do this shit
Who was
right.
we? You mean on your live, dude? We don't want to see that.
It's gonna be right here. I'm gonna go right here and say,
You gonna take your
JT
shirt
made
off?
that comment. Bam!
Boy.
Cause that horseshoe's already up, baby.
Now, listen. My business partner was talking about this. He had this conversation with his wife and a couple other people not too long ago. Now that you mentioned that, the other part, not the BBL, never heard that. But he's convinced that a lot of these actors, like he said, he don't believe Michael B. Jordan got that way without some type of surgery. He said he believed that a lot of these actors, men in particular, we know women been doing it, but a lot of these men are getting surgeries to make their abs look a certain way, doing some things
No,
of that
that's
nature.
juice.
So
That's
you
juice,
know,
man.
I can see in Hollywood that's so important.
Yeah.
Because
You can you can work out, and like I just gotta live. I like to eat, but if I took GHB and it strips all the fluids out of your body, that shit'll pop. Like if I got on GHB, I'd pop. It'd just be all cut up and veins.
How long
Is
would
that a
it
That's
take?
steroid?
all
What
it
is
is.
GHB?
It doesn't take GHB. It used to be called a date rape drug, but it actually came out first as something that bodybuilders use. It's the last phase when they got ready to actually get on the and do the posing. They take GHB and it like literally takes all the fluids out, all the water out of your body. So then you're totally ripped. A lot of it causes kidney problems. That's why a lot of them
So if
dying
they-
on the
dehydrate
outside.
But when they
But
drink
yeah.
water, it
Yeah,
comes right
so
back.
now when you look at you can tell the ones that you can't walk around, bam, and all of a sudden you're looking like Hulk Hogan. That's all steroids, and they get on the cycles and all that stuff. Like The Rock, that's what Joe Rogan keeps on hitting up The Rock with. Admit it, you want performance enhancers. Rock don't want to do it, but it'll come. But they don't have to piss
Matter of
test.
fact, that's funny you said that because when I had Googled it, The Rock was the first picture that came up.
Yeah.
His picture was the first one that popped up.
Yeah.
But I know that what's my man from Black Ink, Caesar. from Black Ink. I know he did it. He had his abs done. I mean, one minute he was walking around, and next thing you know,
Yeah,
he's cut up, walking around with his shirt open and everything. I'm like, what? It's a C's. Yeah, that.
I always say, is it a self-esteem thing? No, you think it's? What make you
think
want to
it
do
is.
it? Is it low
I
self-esteem?
think it is, or you just a lazy ass.
That's true too. Because I'm like, why not just go to the gym?
Just go to the gym, knock it
Yeah,
out.
I think it's
Some
got to
people
be
don't have
part
that
of,
discipline, though.
part of both of it. Low self-esteem and lazy.
I just think that's some.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah, industry thing.
especially
Mike-
with social
when
media.
Michael B.
Not a-
Jordan, I could see that. But Caesar from Black Ink,
But why do you know about Caesar of Black Ink?
I mean, he did it, and it basically came out because when he did it,
No, my
it
point-
was such a it happened so
Yeah.
quickly that everybody jumped on it. And of course, social media, people found pictures of it, found records of it when he went overseas to get it done and all that type stuff.
I
But
wouldn't
he's
either.
not in the quote unquote industry.
Yes, he is. That's how you know about
He's a
him.
reality star, but he's
That's
not in
that's the industry.
But he's not in the industry like Michael B. Jordan. That's what
I
I'm
say,
saying.
well, then with Michael B. Jordan,
opportunities.
I wouldn't
Look
even
how
put
many-
that
them
salt on
folks get
Michael B.
opportunity
Jordan.
because of the stuff, though.
I work out, and if you look at Michael B. Jordan, he just looked like he hit a cycle. That's all. He's hitting cycles. He's been monitored because he's not. It's not. He always had that look. He ain't super big. You can look at all of them. You look at how.
But is he the same size? I mean, was there a big transformation from where he was to now, though?
No. He said that's just yours.
I think it's a significant. I think it's a significant transformation from where he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what roids do for you. That's why football
And that-
players get on.
that-
Jonathan
agree with you on
Major.
that. Jonathan
Major.
Significant.
That's what being
Yeah.
Apollo Creed's
He
son
date Megan
do to
Good
you.
now too, boy. Good job, buddy.
Being Apollo Creed's son, you got to keep up with your dad. And Apollo,
Look at how the biggest telltale is old boy that slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. If you look at Will Smith, how he gets ready for movies and switch up, that's nothing but muscles on the bottom. That's all that is. Because as soon as he's done with the show, he goes. When you see the premieres, he goes right back down. You drop it. 'Cause that's the thing about that. You got to keep it up. You got to still work out.
I could see that with Will being some steroids to build up muscle. I just don't think he got surgery.
No, he won't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to be that popular with men. I just can't see that. I can't see him getting popular with men.
I could see it.
Yeah, I can too.
Check. All about them checks, man.
Yeah.
If it works and they get that check,
You don't get that
I can see
adrenaline rush from lifting weights and getting your pump on. and-
Everybody don't like going to the gym though, man.
But the thing is,
just that look like, hey man, they got to work to get
I mean,
it.
but the thing is, you still got to live. Even
I
after
think you got to
get it
eat
done,
right. It's
got to
still,
get it.
yeah, you still got to get in the gym
There are
sometime.
a lot of women out there that I know that had it done, but you can't tell now because they thought they could get it
I
done.
know one.
Thought they could get it done, and that was it.
But you don't have to work as hard in the gym. You don't have to work as hard in the gym, though.
but there's a place for you, boy. There's a place, boy.
Shot fired.
Boy.
Oh, boy. You
All
ain't
right,
seen the June
Before
1st?
we go to break, snitching. Is that the new rule, still the rule to live by? No snitching?
Well, you're asking the wrong person because I don't call it snitching. It's protecting your community. Well,
I was looking at Young Jock. He did an interview talking about that. He was talking about how our community, our neighborhoods is being robbed, basically being stripped down because of all of the activity that's going on in neighborhoods. And the reason these same people get to keep doing it is because nobody or everybody's living by the no snitching rule. And he basically said, hey man, it's a coward now to not snitch. What y'all think about that?
He said
It's cowardly to not snitch.
I'll be honest with you, and that's for me working Red Dog, narcotics, organized crime, fugitive. All that street hood shit goes out the window when they're looking at some real time and charges. Snitching has always been around. That's some shit that TV and rappers made up.
Well, let's take time out of it. Let's just say you are somebody that lives in your community and you actually saw something happen. The cops come ask you about it, but you won't tell because you're scared.
They won't
or you
tell on
live
the
by that
they
law.
won't tell on the scene because of reprisal. But the phone and homicide constantly rings. Fugitive always gets tipped. The tip line always is full. In the zone 1, if you have a shooting in zone 1, somebody will call up to the precinct and tell who did it. It always happens. It's not, because that's why I hate a lot of the rap genre the way it is now. They got this idea that everybody in the hood is fucked up. Those are just people that are trapped because of oppressive society in those areas. So they want the areas clean, and they tell big time. I remember when I was in Red Dog, we used to turn our radios down, and one person would step away, and radio, you go to channel 2 for cell phones, and go to channel 2, and then we have one of their guys go out where it's at, where we think it's at, and then go to the right, hot, cold, and they'd be talking to radio, and radio would be relaying it to us, and then when we got over the top of it, we'd reach down and pick it up. Citizens been telling the truth because they're trapped in there with those animals. The only people that like those infectors are black people with, I escaped and I should love them all and want to love them, and white people because they're their entertainment. But anybody in the hood hates infectors.
I tell you, I think where I think it came from, where it generated from, was back in the Black Panther days, where in the communities they didn't trust the police, so instead of when something happened, instead of telling the police, they would rather not say anything to the police, and we're gonna handle it ourselves. We're gonna handle it in the community, and I think that just carried on throughout the generations. And it never changed. I think it started back then with the Black Panther movement, where they really didn't trust the police. So which police would come in, arrest them, beat them, or whatever. So I think we just kept that same thing going up until today. True, it needs to be broken. Yeah. It's some circumstances where you need to snitch. I guess if you call it that, or tell what happened.
It's all
But
really
I think
broken.
it just came through the generations.
Is that the problem though? Because of the word, you know what I mean? The word snitch supposed to. I think that may be the main problem with it because
Or you can be an informant, a confidential informant is what it's actually called.
Or you could just be a citizen, like Charleston and Dwayne just said.
Good
Yeah,
citizen. I'm gonna tell him I'm a good citizen.
the word snitch, I guess, it just sounds
Charleston's
bad.
right
Yeah.
on point.
You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be a snitch or rat.
What they do, because I remember when Katrina happened, everybody on Boulevard had 911 on speed dial. Come get them, because the New Orleans boys came here and was robbing. Remember that? They was robbing everybody. Man, them dope dealers was calling us. They was flagging us down in the street. They driving a brown car. They coming down Boulevard. So it's always been there. When it's if it's a big time dope boy and you smash his trap, that's how we used to find out. They homicide would ask us to get information, and we started smashing traps.
So you said you snitch when it's convenient.
Oh, but it's always been there. It's not even a convenience thing. You can get somebody with a dime bag of weed and ask them, hey man.
Hold on a second. Hey, they said that
they want to go to work.
Hold on a
Is it
second,
temporary?
MJ. They said the signal, every other word is broken.
Okay.
Is the signal going in and out? No. All right.
Is it my mic?
We're working on it. Go ahead. No.
Okay.
No, I think.
No, so like I said, I think a lot of it is hyped up by videos saying don't snitch, and then you have everybody else. Hell, when you get to a certain level working with drugs and you working with the federal side, you will have drug dealers that are given opportunity if they give up 3 people larger than them. And they snitch all the time, man. This has been going on since the early 90s and hasn't stopped.
Number 1 said, call it Mrs. Kravitz. Instead of snitching. That's funny. Yeah, I think it's been going on forever and it will continue to go on, but I do believe, as in most things, our rap community, our hip-hop community, dictates so many things, and because that mantra is still out there, you know what I mean? You got Boosie talking all this nonsense about, I'll never do that. He worried about some T.I. snitching on somebody that's not even that's dead.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't do that? That just common freaking sense. This guy, they always say, dead man tells no tales.
Yeah, he hating
You know
on
what I'm saying?
T.I.
Why
That's
would I
what-
not tell on this man? This man can't say I didn't do it. But Boosie did all that junk. I thought that was the stupidest thing he could say. You know what I mean? It's like, but that's that mentality that we keep passing on.
That infected mentality.
That infected
and
mentality.
Charleston White talks about it constantly. I mean, I don't like some of his delivery, but Charleston White is dead on point with a lot of things in our community. And that's why he's not getting it. I think they took him down off of YouTube now because he's on point and he's saying stuff that we need to hear as a people, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think he's down because I've been seeing some posts up on my page every single day, but they have taken him down on a lot of different platforms. But it's because of not, you know, he goes
He
excessive.
has no filter.
Yeah.
He has no filter.
Yeah, no filter.
And
That's
he
what
goes
he's doing.
excessive with some of the things he be saying. He be like,
But he's on point, though.
yeah, he be like, yeah, no, bro, he's up a little bit, but you know what I mean. But when he be, but then he'll come back and say they don't want to talk about the stuff I do in the community, which is true.
But he's calling them out and he calls them by name. It's not like he's making innuendos.
Definitely call them by name.
He calls them by name, tells what they did, and
Yeah.
everybody knows that's what they did. So
Yeah.
when he's calling it out as infected stuff and it's destroying the community, but nobody wants it, it's almost like, think about it. Why are we so enamored by rappers that we don't want to say anything about? Or when somebody does something stupid, we want to circle the wagons. You know, I mean, I like rap like anybody else. You know, Megan Thee Stallion is on point. But, yes,
Yeah, Megan.
You love you some
yes,
Megan
I love me
Thee
some
Stallion.
Megan.
That no Cardi B though.
Cardi B don't even that ain't
I
Megan.
love him some Megan. boy.
That's like a Happy Meal to a steak dinner and Ruth Chris.
All right, we
Nah,
on
but like I said, I think the way to it's like until we start calling out what they do to the community, and it's not, and I'm not saying it's bad, but we as adults can listen to it. But when you have kids going out and trying to emulate that lifestyle, and you look at the #1 cause of death for young black males, it's homicide by another black male, and then nobody's calling it out. That's why I make harsh statements about clergy sometimes, because they want the asses in the seats so much in that tax exempt status, they won't get out and say anything to help our community. And it's the same thing with politicians when you come right down to it. And that's across all color lines. Republicans don't give a shit, and Democrats tap dance around all the facts, but the real facts. Think about it. Nobody talks about the #1 cause of death and the #1 capitalist society in the world for black males is homicide. That's crazy.
You know, I think it's a statement that scares the hood, though, when it comes to snitching, and it's the snitches get stitches. So,
But that's some rap bullshit.
I know, but people still think, man, if I say something, they go them boys go come get me.
Do you think that
Them fellas
I
gonna
know
come
it was,
get me.
I know it was, you know, the no snitch rule was from way back, but do you think a lot of it came from prison, just like sagging pants did?
I think most of it came from, from our common day. I would think it's more so from mafia type stuff. You know what I mean? It was a big thing within the Italian or all the mafia organizations. That's where the no snitching.
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot
And
of
everybody's trying to emulate it, you know, the
Yeah,
mafia
yeah.
lifestyle. And that's
yeah,
like
you don't tell and all that stuff no matter
3-6
what.
mafia,
but-
all that.
Yeah. So, but
Because in
I'm
jail,
telling you,
we're
it was a
tell-
brotherhood.
How many
know
times have
people
we
in jail.
squeezed people
oh man,
and they still told every time, right?
I'm
And half the
talking
time you didn't even have to squeeze them.
didn't
you
have to
just look
squeeze
at 'em.
hard.
Yeah.
Didn't have to squeeze hard.
And they telling them where at,
Where-
hey,
all
hey,
that
hey,
stuff.
hold up, dude.
Hey,
And I'll be honest with you, I done had mama snitch on sons to say the one good son. I've had brothers snitch on brothers. I mean, because it's not really snitching, it's just a fact. At some point they know it's gonna come out anyway. Get that break.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all these people talking about people take it to the grave. No, dude. When you talking about 20 years homicide, 15 years armed robbery, 10 years armed robbery, ag assault, 5-7 years out the streets, and now all these little thugs made a paper mache because they snitching on a, like I said, you catch them with an ounce bag of weed, and they want to give up somebody.
Damn.
Yeah.
I ain't snitching if it ain't mine. If it's mine, all I'm gonna say, it ain't mine.
it ain't mine. Yeah.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
All I said was
So it's only two of y'all in the car. So whose is it? It ain't mine.
So I ain't snitching though.
I can tell you that much. It ain't mine. Hey, man.
My
'Cause
man, my man
I'm
Goonie.
snitching. Hey, it ain't mine. Whatever you want to call it. Because I ain't doing time for nobody.
My man Goonie said, the hell with the rappers. Stop terrorizing our neighborhood, and you don't have to worry about me snitching, because I'm telling on everybody.
I'm with you, brother. Hey, shoot, Bob, I'm a citizen. You don't tell my
I
neighborhood.
tell everybody, don't do nothing wrong with me around. Not if they gonna come talk to me about it.
That's big facts, man. Forget that.
What people do.
That's for real, for real. All right, man, we're gonna take a break. We will come back. We'll talk about this crazy
Miss Lady?
governor
What's up,
in
PK?
Florida and all this craziness that he. Yeah, we're gonna talk about him in a minute. Where are my Florida people at, man? Why y'all not?
Boy, drop, boy. Florida man.
We'll be right back.
Check out the commercial. Subscribe.
Way the rhetoric is gonna go. Conversations. Jae Tea and Low. Conversations. With Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Conversations. With Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations. With Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Low.